And with the very latest from the sporting arena, we are now joined by Arundhati Mudannayaka. Good evening, Arundhati.
Good evening, Ramesh.
Arundhati, I hear there have been some major upsets in the Wimbledon Grand Slam event.
That's right, Ramesh. Three of the women's top seeds have suffered shock defeats at Wimbledon. We will have a look at the details from centre court in a bit, but we first turn our attention to another part of London, where Sri Lanka is taking on England in the first ODI. Tilakaratne has returned to lead Sri Lanka in the first one-day international against England, which is currently underway at the Kennington Oval in London. Play, however, has been halted due to rain. Incidentally, this match is of significance to veteran batsman Sanath Jayasuriya, who is making his final international appearance for Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka captain Tilakaratne, who was doubtful for today's one-day encounter after sustaining a finger injury, was back in action today and replaced Thisara Perera in the team, which won the 2020 match against England. Dishan denied England's skipper Alistair Cook the advantage of the toss when he called right and decided to field first. Alistair Cook, who is leading England as the regular one-day skipper for the first time, opened the batting along with Craig Kiswetter. Cook didn't last long when he was dismissed by Lasith Malinga after wicketkeeper Kumar Sangakkara dived to take a superb catch. However, thereafter the heavens opened and the players were forced to head back to the dressing room, with England on 35 for 1 in 7 overs.
Taking a look at some football news, Sri Lanka will take on the Philippines at the Sukhatadasa Stadium in Colombo tomorrow in their first attempt to qualify from the Asian region for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Both Sri Lanka and the Philippines were seen sweating it out at the Sukhatadasa Stadium today.
Rohana Ruwantilaka of the Saunders team will lead the Sri Lanka football team for the first time tomorrow. The 25-member Sri Lanka team for the 2014 FIFA Football World Cup was named recently and are practicing under the watchful eyes of South Korean coach Jang Jun. Sri Lanka is currently placed 169th in the international football rankings. It would be sufficient for Sri Lanka to secure a win in tomorrow's game and also secure a win or a draw in the return game in the Philippines.
We have been practicing for a month now. We believe that they are at the same level as us. We have a good team. Therefore, we are definitely hoping to win the game that will be played in Sri Lanka tomorrow.
The Philippines football team is led by Ali Borromeo.
It's the first time in 8 years the Philippines has joined the World Cup qualifying. So we're looking forward to playing against Sri Lanka and hopefully progressing to the second round. I think it's going to be a good match. The atmosphere, I'm sure tomorrow will be a lot of people.
Philippines are ranked 155th in the international football rankings. The second leg of this encounter will be played in Manila, Philippines on the 3rd of next month. The first leg gets underway at 4 p.m. at the Sukhatadasa Stadium in Colombo tomorrow.
The honours in points were shared in England and Mexico's Group B Women's World Cup opener at the Wolfsburg Stadium in Germany yesterday.
England played host to Mexico in both sides' opening Group B match of the 2011 FIFA Women's World Cup at the Wolfsburg Stadium in Germany yesterday. After just 21 minutes, the English opened the scoring after dominating the early stages of the game. Karen Kane swung in a corner from the right, which found the head of Farah Williams, who nodded in a lopping header from distance to get the better of Cecilia Santiago in the Mexico goal. England almost doubled their advantage just moments later after Williams had gone unmarked, allowing the 27-year-old to fire in a curling drive from the left flank, which was well held by Santiago. Just adrift of the half-hour mark, Mexico found a response. Monica Ocampo picked up the loose ball from 30 yards out before superbly guiding the curling strike into the far left-hand corner of the goal, leaving English stopper Karen Bardsley flapping widely at fresh air. That saw honours even at the break, which resulted in very little in the way of action in the second half as the tempo of the match settled down considerably. The match eventually ended 1-1.
Maria Sharapova is in the driving seat after the Williams sisters and top seed Caroline Wozniacki bowed out of the Wimbledon yesterday. Here's a look at some action from the centre court of the All England Club in London.
Defending champion Serena Williams saved 4 match points before losing 6-3, 7-6 to Frenchwoman Marion Bartoli in the 4th round at Wimbledon yesterday. Serena fell short of trying to win her 5th Wimbledon crown, but was quite pleased with her performances considering that she was returning from a long-term injury. 5 times champion Venus Williams followed her sister Serena out of Wimbledon when she was outplayed by Bulgaria's Svetlana Pironkova for the 2nd year in a row. Top seed Caroline Wozniacki was upset 1-6, 7-6, 7-5 by Dominika Cibulkova in the 4th round following the Williams sisters out of the tournament. Cibulkova will play 5th seed and former champion Maria Sharapova in the last 8. The former champion from Russia overpowered Peng Shuai 6-4, 6-2 to reach the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, in the men's draw, Rafael Nadal overcame injury problems and a tricky big serving opponent to beat Juan Martin Del Potro 7-3, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4 and reach the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic outclassed Michael Lodra 6-3, 6-3, 6-3 to reach the last 8. The Serbian 2nd seed was in complete control on court 1, beating his 19th-seeded French opponent with a blistering range of ground strokes and serves. Finally, Roger Federer dropped his first set of the tournament before his immense attention to detail helped him overcome Mikhail Yuzny 6-7, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3 to seal a place in the quarterfinals.
The first one-day international between Sri Lanka and England resumed a short while ago after play was interrupted by rain, with England on 35 for 1. The game was reduced to 32 overs according to the Duckworth-Lewis method, and England were 37 runs for the loss of 1 wicket a short while ago. That's all from the world of sports. Back to the main desk.
Thank you, Arundhati. Now, a highly anticipated movie, Transformers: Dark of the Moon, is ready for its premiere with new actors and more action.
Shia LaBeouf returns as Sam Witwicky when a mysterious event from Earth's past erupts into the present day, threatening to bring a war to Earth so big that Transformers alone will not be able to save it.
Here's a sneak peek into the movie, which will be in theaters from tomorrow.
Decepticons have been planning this for 50 years.
The enemy's return is certain.
They're back to start the war. It's starting! We're going in. You're gonna be fine. I promise.
You may lose your faith in us, but never in yourselves. From here, the fight will be your own.
Well, on that action-packed note, we end Primetime News for tonight. Do log on to our website. That's www.newsfirst.lk for the very latest on the web and the world around you. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara. Good night.